Okay, so today we're going to look at graphing a couple of linear equations. So first we want to just make sure we're using all the right vocab. So the horizontal axis here is called the x-axis, and the vertical axis here is called the y-axis, those black lines there. And then where your graph of your line or your curve crosses the y-axis here, we call this point the y-intercept. And then there's a similar x-intercept down here where it crosses the x-axis. So those points, you could call that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0, comma 4 would be your y-intercept. Those points are pretty important features when you're graphing a line. So we're going to look at equations of lines that are in this slope-intercept form. So it's y equals mx plus b is the general format. And so in that format, the number here, m, in front of the variable x, that represents the slope of your line. And then the b, the number here, the constant, represents your y-intercept. So that number is going to tell you where your graph crosses the y-axis. So if we want to graph an equation in that format, what we're going to do, I have an example here, is we're going to start by looking at the y-intercept, and we are going to go to our y-axis, and we're going to find this number on our y-axis. So this is positive, so we're going to come up here to positive 5 on the y-axis, and we're going to put a point, and that's the point that will be on our line. And then to find another point or two on our line, what we're going to do is we're going to use our slope. So remember that slope is, another way to think of slope is rise over run. Okay, so we're going to start from this 0, 5 that we put on here as our y-intercept, and we're going to count up 1 unit, and then we're going to go to the right 4 units. So looks like there's another point on our graph. So remember, we're using positive 1 over 4 as our slope. So that means that we can go up 1. Okay, the numerator tells you how far up or down to go. So up 1. And then the denominator tells you how far left or right to go. So we could, from this point then, go up 1 and over 4 again and end up over here at let's see, 7, 8, but I don't have that on my graph. So then I can come back to this 5 and I can count down 1, but then this time I can go to the left 4 and end up right here. And that's because positive 1 over 4 is the same thing as negative 1 over negative 4. They both are the same fraction. So then you can see now we have this nice line here. And then you can just connect those dots with a straight line, with a line tool. So then I'm just going to connect those dots with a line. And there's my line. So we're going to go to the start here at that y-intercept. Okay, and that's where we're going to put our dot on the y-axis. And then we're going to use the rise over the run, the slope, to count up and to the right or down and to the left. So we have a positive sloped line there. So let's do one more example. I want to show you, just in case you have a negative slope, what that should look like. So again, we're going to start here at our y-intercept. Our y-intercept this time is positive 3. So positive 3, there we go. And then our slope this time is negative. So you want to make sure that you either put that negative sign with the numerator, or you can put it with the denominator. You only want to have one negative sign though, because if you have two negatives, that's when it is a positive slope. So then if I wanted to, say, use this negative 1 over 2, I'm going to start at my plus 3, and I'm going to go down 1 unit, but then my 2 is positive, so I'm going to go positive or right 2. And again, you can go from that point down and right 2. Now, say you wanted to use this fraction, 1 over negative 2. So the 1 being positive means we would go up 1 first, but then if the 2 is negative, we would go left 2 and end up here at negative 2, 4. So then again, you can go up and to the left. There we go. And then I can connect those with a line. And then your negative sloped line looks like this, when the left side over here is higher than the right. Okay, so that's just a quick rundown. Let me know if this answers your questions. And if not, let me know where you're struggling and I can try and make another video that's more geared towards what you're working on, okay? Hope this helps, Emily.